I'm Josh.
I'm Lisa.
And I'm Nemo. And we just nerd here.
Welcome to We Just Nerd Here. This is our first mini episode, and today we're going to talk about an adventure that Nemo and I had last year. If you've never heard of it, there's a company called The Void, and they do VR experiences. They were recently purchased by Disney, and a Star Wars VR experience just opened up outside of Disneyland in California.
I did not know that they were bought out by Disney.
Yeah. They're not
crap.
here anymore.
Wait, so the one that we went to doesn't exist?
Right.
Yeah.
So The Void operated a Ghostbusters VR experience at Madame Tussauds in New York, London, and Dubai. And when this came out, I was super excited. I looked at buying plane tickets to New York and doing just a day there, going to do the VR and flying home, but decided $700 wouldn't fly with my wife. So one day I'm sitting around and there's an ad that pops up on the side of the computer when I was on one of the websites, Gizmodo or something, and it was for the VR thing. And, oh, well, it's just advertising the thing in New York. No. Turns out The Void is based here in Utah in a tiny little town called Linden. And
So
you could
far
go
away.
there and do the Ghostbusters VR experience here in Utah. It was like 45-minute drive away from where Nemo lives, so...
It's a bit further than that. We
No.
spent about like an hour or so.
We also had adventures along the way. We made stops.
I still feel like it was longer, but okay.
Maybe. But what it is it's not just a normal VR experience where you sit in a chair and put on a headset. It was a fully immersive experience that they were offering. They were saying they had sets. It was kind of like a 5D ride where there's smells and liquids and, feeling involved with it, not just putting on a headset and playing a game.
No,
So we were pretty excited to do it. And the gameplay videos look really cool. So Nemo and I got, on one of our days off, got in the car and decided we were going to go do this. So since it was an hour away and we had to book a time, we thought, let's go explore southern Salt Lake area, which around here is known to be very, very LDS Mormon, for those of you not familiar with terminology.
This is where BYU is.
Yeah, so it's very, very churchy, a place that someone who drinks whiskey doesn't necessarily like to hang out a lot. So we go down and we find this collectible shop called Megalopolis, and Nemo had a blast going through their sale. Like, I don't even know what you bought that day.
I don't even know what I bought that day. It's probably in a box somewhere.
I know. I think you bought a Deadpool figure.
Yeah, I bought a Deadpool figure, and then I bought like a Halo Spartan figure.
Didn't we buy Mad Balls too?
Yeah, you bought Mad Balls, and then I bought my very first like those little mystery boxes that you get from Bob's Burgers.
Oh yeah.
And I got my little Gene.
What is a mad ball?
So back in, in Ready Player One, spoiler alert, there is what she throws into Godzilla's eye. That's
Okay.
a Mad Ball.
Okay.
And they were really big in the 80s,
Yeah.
and they made a comeback
know
a
that's
few
what they were
years
called.
ago.
They're even making like different concoctions now. Like if you go to like kidrobot.com, you can find ones from the Alien
Yeah, so it's like
Mad
the
Ball
face of a
version.
Mad
Yeah.
Ball.
And like the Predator and all that.
And they were exclusive to Best Buy, and I don't know whether they're still exclusive or whether it was a timed thing, but they're pretty cool. They're just soft balls that look kind of gross.
That was a real spoiler too, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a...
I said, spoiler warning. We're not posting this until like the last week
That's
in
true.
April, so
That's true.
they've had ample time.
The book's been out for a while.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
didn't happen in the book though.
Whoa.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert. Whoa.
Thanks,
I haven't
Lisa.
read it yet, Lisa.
You don't know how to read.
That's true. I got lost today.
So anyway, after spending like an hour and a half in this toy shop, which was kind of weird because you walk in and there's like an office counter and you check in and then they take you upstairs to the product room
Well, just like even looking at all their rooms and the offices, like all decked out with all their figures and everything, and the fact that they have to walk you up personally.
Because they run a website, megalopolis.com, and this was their distribution center, but they also ran an actual physical shop.
Yeah,
but they took you up there, so it was very personal.
The guy would talk to you, and like he'd ask you about your interests too.
Yeah,
and
so
if you had any questions,
we just sat there and BS'd with the guy who took us up. It was really fun.
Nice.
And good news, they moved closer. So they're in Salt Lake now. They
actually officially did now?
They opened a week ago. So now we can go do it again. It's only been a year. So
I feel like I should make a disclaimer, because my brother did work on the Void. He did work on the VR Ghostbusters experience.
Now he's hired by Disney.
But also, I didn't go with you, so.
No,
and I never went to it because I suck as a sister.
Well,
I didn't know it was gone.
I didn't even know what to expect when we were going. He knew everything and what was up, and I was just like...
I had looked into it. I knew what to expect in terms of what they were advertising the experience as, and what the VR looked like once you had the headset on. There were images of that, but there were no images of people actually doing it.
I was just happy that somebody wanted to hang out. So. I was like, yay.
Yeah, we knew Lisa around this time, and that's actually around the same time that the idea for this podcast started to come up. And after we invited her, that's when we found out that her brother actually helped develop this, and I had a colossal nerdgasm in the middle of the night at work, so it was great.
It was not great.
Nemo had to sit there next to me for another 8 hours while I was like, dude.
Just nerdgasming all over the damn pod. 10 hours.
For the record, we work in what we call pods. They're not actual pods. We're not going to get into it. It's a desk.
We're not pod people.
We could be. If you listen to our next mini episode, you'll hear another reference to pods that Nemo actually mentioned to a reporter. And if you read the newspaper article, it reads really weird. So
it does.
After
the clipping, you actually kept the clipping.
Yeah, I've got it. So after we did this, really fun toy store.
I feel nothing, Lisa. Keep nothing. The minute it happens, I forget about it. He keeps all the memories. That's how he grows it in his beard. It's just like Dumbledore. He pulls it out, puts it on his computer, and there it is.
My beard is a Pensieve.
Yes, like I know what that is.
He did not read the books, remember?
He saw the movie, and that's where I got the pronunciation from.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
I don't remember that. Though.
Okay, well, anyway.
All I remember is him grabbing something from his head, putting it in some water, and then drowning Harry.
No, he didn't put it in water. He put it in the Pensieve.
Water. It was a fountain.
It was a magical fountain.
A secret fountain that was hidden in the wall.
Let's just go with Nemo's memory of Harry Potter. So after we did this, we actually ended up going to a pizza place that we found down there, which, interestingly enough, is from my wife's hometown in Idaho. Huh. And it's this tiny, like, the town that she's from, that her family's from, up near Twin Falls. No, Idaho Falls.
Yeah.
One of the falls.
Pretty sure it's Idaho Falls.
I don't know. I go there all the time, and I still can never remember which falls I'm supposed to call it.
Niagara.
Yeah.
It's all the way
near St. Catharines and Niagara. It's great. But it's called Lucy's Pizzeria, and it was started by 2 Mormon missionaries who served a mission in New York, and they were from this tiny little town in Idaho, and opened up the original Lucy's in the old town jail. And it's still there. You can still go in and order pizza and everything, and
But it's supposed to be like New York style, authentic pizza.
It's really good, and it's not
eat pizza in jail.
Right?
Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. We could tell people we ate pizza in jail.
I used to think the old spaghetti factory was jail themed because there's one in the old Salt Lake City jail here.
Hold on. Where's the jail?
It's up by the stadium. Now it's the Anniversary Inn, which is it's a hotel with themed rooms. So if you ever want to go sleep in Ringling Brothers circus tent, you can have sex in front of a stuffed elephant, Nemo.
No,
not a stuffed elephant, Nemo, but a stuffed elephant, Nemo. Not a furry Nemo.
Oh.
Anyway, so we find out that there's one of these restaurants down in the middle of Utah. So we go. I was like, we need to go here. I want to see if it's like the one up there. It was just as good. So we got that, and we got a beer and had pizza, and then I took him.
Did you have a beer?
I had a beer.
No.
Did you not?
No.
Okay, well, if there's beer, I'm going to have a beer.
I didn't know that they served beer there, though.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is it started by 2 missionaries, but they're smart about it because they know not only Mormons go here, not only people who don't drink.
Oh, Lisa's
got something to say.
So,
is that smarter, or is that just selling out?
It's smart, Lisa.
I think it's just selling out.
It's good business acumen. Acumen? Is that a word?
Acumen?
Yeah.
Acumen.
Okay, yeah.
Sense. Business sense.
Sorry.
That's right.
I don't like to use big words.
$5 word.
Got a headache now, Josh.
Okay, look, I'm not an author.
Samuel Clemens. Quote.
Don't know who she's talking about.
Samuel Clemens. He was on Saturday Night Live. He was Hans. You know Hans and Franz?
Can't think of it.
Dick in a Box.
Oh, Dick in the Box.
Yeah, no, Samuel Clemens is Mark Twain.
He wrote Huck Finn.
Oh, okay, see, that makes more sense.
But the fact that you could believe he was...
the guy from Dick in the Box? I was like, alright.
Yeah.
He did write some great work then.
But then I took Nemo after pizza.
Oh.
You've never read a book. You can't say that. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure I've read Mark Twain, though.
From you. If you've never read a book, how have you read Mark Twain?
That was in high school, though.
So
you don't need to read anymore once you graduate.
So you have read a book.
Yeah, but see, once you graduate high school, then it's like an option.
Okay, so it only counts if you have to read it for school?
Yes.
Okay.
So, for the record, you're not planning on ever getting any higher education, ladies.
You're welcome.
He is what he is, and if you can't love him for that,
then get out of here.
So yeah, after pizza, we went to Toys R Us down there, and Nemo actually decided he wanted to walk around Babies R Us, which was right next door.
No, you convinced me to walk around Babies R Us.
No, you were like, what's this? This is Toys R Us. What's this place next door? I'm like, it's Babies R Us.
That's in the name, though, but you convinced me because you were having a kid.
Right.
And I wanted to see some of the stuff that you were talking about.
Yeah,
like the Bluetooth crib.
I didn't have to, like, pull your arm or convince you. I was just like, oh, it's Babies R Us. They saw all these baby things. And you're like, well, let's go in.
Bluetooth crib.
Oh, man. People must have thought you guys were really progressive and brave.
There are so many people, when Nemo and I hang out by ourselves, that think we're married. The
That's
guy
not
at the theater yesterday thought we were married. We finally saw Black Panther, and it was just me and Nemo and this little elderly white lady.
A row up above us.
And we watched.
Just keep, like, tutting and shaking her head at you?
Yeah, she, like, would look back and was in disgust.
But do you remember, like, when they were showing us the seats, 2 of them were taken?
Uh-huh.
And she was the only other person in there.
She bought an extra seat. I felt bad. Like, I was like, oh, she got stood up. And here we are back here in a loving relationship, rubbing it in her face.
Just talking and giggling.
She got stood up, or she was afraid of, like, the counter person knowing that she was alone. Oh, now I just want to go sit by her.
Aww.
Or maybe she just wanted an extra seat to put her bag in with all her food, because she was just eating it away.
Oh, yeah.
I would not pay $10 for that, though.
She had some snacks.
Yeah, she had some really nice snacks.
It was only $6.50.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a Friday morning.
Yeah, but, like,
anyway.
The fact that the rest of the theater was completely empty, maybe... Why would she get stood up, though?
You know what was weird is the guy kept coming through to check the exit door. He came in...
Twice.
No, 3 times. He came in 3 times with his little red wand and walked in front of everybody and checked the exit door and then walked back out.
Oh, do they do that in every theater?
I've never seen them do
Yeah, I've never seen it either. That was the first time.
Maybe it's because it's the smallest theater in the complex.
I thought maybe it'd be like, because there's only 3 people and there's like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Gotta better make sure they're not doing anything bad.
What are those 2 boys doing in the back row?
Are they? Oh, they are. Walk faster, walk faster.
You sat in the back row.
We did.
Yeah.
After we saw Ready Player One, we decided that
Like,
in
that was, like, the
theater,
best seat.
It's a good seat.
Yeah, it's true.
It was a good seat.
I normally like to sit like towards the middle of stadium seating, but in this theater, the back row is still a really good seat.
That's just also where you go to make out, so.
Well,
duh, Lisa. That's why the guy ran.
Sometimes our beards have to connect.
Spoiler, guys.
It's like Avatar.
Oh. That's so gross.
Anyway, now that we've driven away half the audience. So yeah, we go around Babies Are Us, and he's like, what's this? You need one of these. You need this. I'm like, we don't need that. We don't need that. That is dumb. We're not getting that.
Who couldn't use a remote-controlled Bluetooth crib?
We don't have a remote-controlled Bluetooth crib. We have a remote-controlled Bluetooth, like, baby swing that he won't even sit in.
Yet,
yeah.
Fingers crossed. But anyway, in ultra-conservative Utah County, a brown man and a white man are walking through a Babies R Us saying, we don't need that. We're not getting one of those.
Oh, but honey.
It would look so nice.
And so, I don't know why people get the impression we're together when we go out, but they do.
We fight, we laugh.
And then
Push each other.
finally, it was time to go do the VR experience. And we pull up to this building, and it looks like it was plucked right out of the middle of Harvard. It's got vines growing up the side. It's like, it's brick, but it's modern. Vines growing up out the side. Really nice landscaping.
You're the only one that thought it was plucked out of Harvard. It looked like a regular building.
It didn't belong there. It's in the middle of this industrial park.
Well, there's that, but the way like they painted everything too, the red and the gray.
Right, but I'm saying
that was different.
That back corner was all red brick, like they built onto an existing building. So that corner to me looked like it was plucked out of an old university.
Nemo is unimpressed.
Drink your whiskey and enjoy.
It's almost gone.
So, we park and we go in, and out front there's this big sign that says The Void and has Slimer on it, and I'm like shaking with anticipation, and Nemo's just like, how much does this cost? He didn't even ask before. I'm like, well, you owe me $40. $40. And so we go in.
It's just a headset.
We go in and check in, and then we sit in the waiting room. And then it's our time to go back, and they pull us back, and they're like, okay, here's what's going to happen.
No, but the waiting room was also fun, though, because you would hear other people talk about it as they go in, and the people that are coming out, you could hear them.
Yeah, you could hear, you could hear proton packs going off and explosions, and
you can hear them, like you can hear everybody talking to the people that they were with. Gotta shoot him over there.
But you still couldn't tell what was happening inside, so it wasn't spoiling anything.
Okay.
And they had like some of the rigs set up in acrylic cases. And,
no, but they also had like a scoreboard too.
Yeah.
Like so right near the entrance.
It was an actual game.
I don't know if I've established, but I am really jealous.
Well, it wasn't like what I expected when we were going in.
I expected it to be longer. So we get there and
not even that, like the whole immersive feeling, like they give you the whole suit.
Yeah, what they do is you
whole place around this one game.
Right, and it's all based on Ghostbusters Answer the Call, the 2016 movie. So you get in and you're basically working for Holtzman and Yates and all the girls as rookies on one of your first. A video? Yeah, so you sit down and you watch this like safety video.
Wasn't based on the 2016?
Video. Yeah.
No,
because the girl in your ear is Abby, Melissa McCarthy.
No.
Yeah.
I thought it was based on the older one, though.
Mm-hmm. This is all based on Answer the Call.
How did they get Melissa McCarthy to do that?
Well, they got the original cast to come in and do their voices. You don't actually see any of them in the VR form. Mm-hmm. They're all communicating with you through a radio.
But like everything that you had to deal with was from the first two movies. Even the characters that you get to pick look like them too.
Well, the jumpsuits that you and I wore. So you get to go in and create your avatar. And after Nemo and I created our avatars, there was an error. And they just gave us generic avatars. So I was a black lady in an Answer the Call jumpsuit. And Nemo was a white lady in one of the original, the 1984 Ghostbusters jumpsuits. But what you do is you go in and they actually give you a full pack. It's not an actual proton pack, but it may as well be.
Yeah.
It's a giant computer that you wear on your back.
But they have weights and everything holding it up so you can't.
Yeah, so that when you put it on, it's actually being suspended. So it isn't super heavy and like you're trying to put it on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you fit into your rig and then they fit the headset on and they pull off an actual like gun, a computer gun that you're going to hold, and that's your blaster. And then they're like, okay, headset's down, and you're waiting outside a door. And then when it's time, you walk forward, you open the door. They've got a full set. You walk in. If there's something in front of you in VR, you're going to bump into it in real life.
Yeah.
And you go into the room and you bust the ghosts, and then you go through and you've got them in your ear like, okay, this is how you use the equipment. And you bust the ghosts and clear that area. And there's things that you're supposed to do in each area that give you points and a rating. At the
like you
end
had
of
to
the game.
find certain artifacts too.
Right, or trigger certain things. Like in this room, if you shot the TV, there was something special that happened.
And there was like a certain score, and that was what they were keeping track of at the end.
I was lost.
We did really good.
Did we?
We did really good. So you go through the first room, and then you get on a lift, and it feels like you're actually on an elevator. And you see the floors moving past you in the VR headset.
No, and you feel the mist, too.
Yeah, and you feel like the wind, because it's a freight elevator, so it's open. And then it stops, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Slimer shows up and just comes charging at you.
And then, like, as it goes through you, you feel the mist.
You
like,
feel
water,
they actually
like,
spray you, so you get slimed.
It's so weird, but it was so cool.
Much fun, because you feel like he's coming at you. Then you're in a hallway, and you bust some more ghosts, and then you actually have to go outside on the ledge of this building.
That was where I got freaked out.
Because you look down, and you can feel, like, the breeze. Like, you're actually outside.
Like,
you smells like fresh
them.
air. You can hear the city sounds.
Like,
you look down. There's cars passing, people walking, and gargoyles come out of nowhere and start attacking you. And you've got to blow them up in the air.
You have to keep walking around the edge to get to the other point to keep shooting them down. That part really messed with me.
It was...
No, like, it felt like... I'm not afraid of heights, but at that moment, it's like...
You definitely get a sense of vertigo.
Yeah, you feel like if Josh, like, would have, like, tricked me and pushed me, I would have probably, like, screamed and, like, thrown my gun somewhere.
Yeah, it was... And, you don't go through alone. There's someone there to make sure that you don't hurt yourself.
Okay.
Or end up, like, having a panic attack, so they're there to make sure you're okay.
But you can't hear them or see them. Like,
I feel like there's one person in every room.
We never interacted with any of them, even at the end.
Well, I know, like, from listening to my brothers talk about it, you kind of are, like, tracing over your own footsteps without realizing it and stuff like that.
And it was a lot of fun. So you get into the last room, and the library ghost from the original Ghostbusters shows up and starts throwing books at you. And after you bust her, all of a sudden, the roof of the building gets ripped off, and there's Stay Puft. So Mr. Stay Puft has ripped open this building like a tin can, and you feel the rush of air come in, and you've got to bust Stay Puft, and you've got to cross the streams. And this is the part that I thought was that impressed me the most, is Nemo and I, at one point, we weren't even near each other. Like, we were across the room where the library ghost was. You hear in your headset, okay, guys, you need to cross the streams. So we walk towards each other from across the room and actually have to put our physical guns together. That is how sensitive the motion on these is.
No, I don't think it's, like, together.
No,
but...
the tips of our wands were touching. Our tips were together. Oh. And Stay Puft, we destroy Stay Puft, and you get this blast. You get this blast of hot air that smells like toasted marshmallow.
Oh.
And a little bit of, like, misty stuff. Kind of
like
mist
a lot.
And then you're done. And
Probably just talk to the guy. Building. Hey, why are you spraying me? He's a marshmallow.
right? He's just got a thing of green slime from Nickelodeon.
I feel like he'd be in there like, here, Josh, it's coming. Help!
What are you seeing on your headset?
Josh, it's really wet.
Oh God, it's the scene with Ray in the Civil War outfit all over again. Ooh. But for me, like, and then you exit and you get your score.
Yeah.
And in each room there was a secret thing you were supposed to do. And I saw the one that we missed. So
was it in the library?
No, it was in the hallway after we get off the elevator. It was up in
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, it was up in a vent.
I feel like we missed something with the library too.
No, we got a B+. We only missed 1 out of the 5 things.
You got a letter grade?
Yeah, they gave you a letter grade at the end.
An F.
The team in front of us, those 2 guys that went before us, got a C. So we did pretty good.
Well, we did pretty good because of you.
Okay, I'm a huge Ghostbusters nerd, so every second of this 15-minute VR experience,
It felt so small.
Yeah,
like,
it was so short, and just imagine what they could do with a larger set.
Dude, I'm just imagining Star Wars right now.
Yeah.
In this experience.
Even in the same set would be great. The same space they had.
Yeah, it's not an enormous building, the Star Wars world, like, because I saw where it was going to be.
Wait, is this going to be in that new part of
the
park where they're taking down Bug's Life and putting up the new Star Wars?
No, because it's open now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It opened a few weeks ago.
Because I know that they're changing out all of the...
Yeah, they're making Disney California very Pixar.
Yeah.
Well, there's that, but they took out the Bug's Life or whatever part of the Disneyland
to put in the Star Wars theme park.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And thought that maybe they were going to put that in there too.
Maybe. I don't know.
There was still Bug's Life stuff.
Was there?
When I was there.
Yeah.
I've never been to a Disney park, so...
I've never been to that part of the park.
Boggles my mind.
Yeah.
It's not that far.
How did I go before you?
I don't know.
How did you?
Exactly.
Did you go with your family?
Yeah, I've been to Disneyland.
Your parents wouldn't let you have toys or friends, but they took you to Disneyland.
I don't know what the hell happened.
Wow.
You know, it was that Christmas tree thing where your mom would buy a Christmas tree for the white people neighbors.
Oh, where she just put the tree up in the front window so it looked like you had a Christmas tree?
It's just big enough that the ledge, you can't see below it, so you think it's a full tree and that there's presents below. But, spoiler, there were none.
It was just a tree in the window.
I thought this was what Christmas was.
But yeah, your mom understands American status.
Yeah.
Enough to take
But I don't
to
think, who the hell cares about Disneyland?
Living
if she wants
in
status,
a white city,
you
had
go
have
to
a
Disney
Christmas
World.
tree in Disneyland.
No. You go to Disney World. If you
I have...
Hey.
She's from San Diego.
So?
Disneyland is
it's the first one, right? It's always going to be there, but I'm saying if you want the real experience...
Okay, Disney
Orlando.
World, like, that comes later, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's when Disney realizes, oh, wait, we have something here.
Yeah.
Let's buy more land.
That's why I would rather go to Disney World.
Let's buy an entire city.
No, it's apparently as big as San Francisco.
Oh, yeah. It's
Disney
enormous.
World is that big. And
Well,
I would want to go there.
I want to go there, too.
I've been there, but I was there for like half a day. So I wasn't able to see practically anything.
I have been to downtown Disney in California because I had to go to the Lego store, obviously, when we went to Legoland. And so we're there. And mind you, I'm like 26 when this happens, okay? And it's just me and my mom on vacation. My dad had just passed away. And we go there and we walk to the end of downtown Disney and it's the entrance to the park. Yeah. And I'm like, Disneyland is literally an inch away from me.
Aww.
And it would cost me $100 to go in. And it's like 4 p.m.
Yeah, we could...
And my mom's like, I'll take you in if you want. I'm like, I'm not paying $100 to go in for 3 hours and then having them kick us out.
Why would they kick you out?
The park closes, doesn't it?
I mean...
At 10?
I don't know, but...
At 10, right? Every park closes
if I'm going to go and pay that
10,
type of money...
That's
unless it's like a special, like, day.
Oh, yeah, they've got
something.
lots of special events.
Yeah.
I'm feeling really spoiled right now.
Miss
This is our one
Disneyland
chance.
Comic-Con and
Yeah.
Universal.
When I was a kid, it was like, California residents get in for $25.
Oh, my God.
I was also like, some like significant
Princess.
number of people I
Like,
was
you were the X number customer.
yeah. So I got in, and when I was a baby, like I have the vaguest memories of this. I think I was like 2. And I was like the 2 millionth person or whatever to go into Disneyland. So they took my picture and they gave me like a Disney dollar.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, that's awesome. So wait, do you still get to go for $25 though?
No, it's still like
Now-
$70 or $80.
Oh
isn't it?
no! Now for California residents, it's like 125.
Yeah, I know that Florida still
But
had
when I was a kid,
some specials because when the Harry Potter World opened at Universal Islands of Adventure,
Mm-hmm.
my friend was living in Florida, so I went down and stayed with her, and we went and did the Harry Potter park. But Universal still did Florida discounts for the residents.
Yeah, I think Universal still does.
And when
That's kinda
California
cool.
ones too.
and when we were there, we went to Disney Boardwalk.
Bless you.
Bless you. And so I have been to downtown Disney and then the Florida equivalent, but I have never been into the damn park.
We can make this happen, Josh.
We
The
met a
only-
man at the Lego store, and this is before I got into Lego again. His name was Oleg. It was fantastic. He was Russian.
Oleg?
Oleg.
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 My name is Oleg.
It was Lego mixed around.
Yeah. I got
Yeah.
that.
So it was fun. I've got fun memories at Disney outside the park, and frustrating memories of trying to drive around
Aw.
California Disneyland.
But we can make this happen.
We live, 13 hours away. We can do it.
We can
Yeah.
do
We
this. Yeah.
It's just a matter of money. So I guess that brings us, to the end of the void and mine and Nemo's adventure. We had both worked a shift the night before this, so we got off work, went home and showered, and met up again. So by the time we did the void, it was 6:00 in the afternoon, and we still had an hour drive back to Nemo's
Yeah.
house, and then I had an hour drive home after that. So we were exhausted.
I think that's part of why I didn't go with you, because I was also working that night, and it was just like, no,
That's a long drive.
Lisa needs sleep.
and Josh has no common sense.
Nemo just wanted to hang out.
But it was fun. I would do it again in a heartbeat if I was given the opportunity.
I don't know if I would do it in a heartbeat, but I can get where like some people like you being a fan of Ghostbusters and everything having that huge experience, right?
Yeah.
I loved it too, but it felt too short. With the amount of space and resources that they had at the time, I guess it makes sense, but
Right.
I'm hoping that now that Disney apparently has acquired them, they're going to make it much bigger.
I think that eventually we'll see attractions like this, if not from the same company, because they'll become fairly standard.
It felt like way too quick. You go in one door, you go out, and it's over. But
Yeah.
you love the experience. You love doing everything, but you don't realize when you go out that last door, it's over. And then it just kind of it hits you.
My thing is, like what we were talking about in the movie episode, where once Disney gets its fingers in things, it's Disney.
It becomes
So,
a different beast
Who knows?
entirely.
Yeah, who knows what it's
For
gonna look
better
like.
in some cases, for worse in other. But
I feel like if it's gonna...
I feel like because it's kind of a theme park thing, Disney
Mhm.
will do it right.
I don't know
That's
if they'll do it right, but I feel like they'll take out a
know.
lot
I
of
mean,
it because of kids.
I've
There
never been
is-
there, but just from public perception and what I've heard from people, theme parks are what Disney does right.
That's
it's their
true.
forte.
There used to be a 4D Honey, I Shrunk the Kids experience.
Yeah, there was.
Something
I did that.
I remember
Yeah.
seeing the
Yeah, you got
ads
the little
for that.
glasses, and
Yeah.
then they do like... It felt like a real 3D kind of
But
thing.
over the years, the quality of the 4D experience diminished.
Right, and that's because
So-
technology improved, and you were like, "Why aren't they updating this?"
I don't even know if they have that
like
there
I mean,
anymore.
yeah, but the actual like the first time I did it, I want to say there was like misting and stuff like that.
and then the ride
and
kind
then
of broke down
and
a
then
little bit. Okay.
they didn't keep it
Like the
up.
chairs would move, like if something was happening
Yeah,
in
yeah,
there.
there was, like,
everything.
I
mice
did
around your feet and they
the
got puffs
Avengers
of air.
one at Madame Tussauds in Vegas, and I did the Spider-Man one in Florida at Universal Islands of Adventure.
I did the Terminator one at Universal, and then that one at Disneyland.
We're gonna have to go.
It was really
But-
cool seeing the Arnold Schwarzenegger statue. I was like, yeah, I met him.
But yeah, Nemo and I sometimes go on adventures by ourselves, and it's hit or miss how they're going to turn out. because you're taking two giant man-children who usually have very little sleep and letting them go out by themselves without any adult supervision.
That's true.
That's
what makes it awesome.
This could have ended horribly. Like, we could have ended up in jail.
There's a chance.
There's a chance.
I feel like you would have stolen a proton pack. And
dude, if it had been an actual proton pack prop, I would have walked out with it.
It's like, oh, this is mine. I walked in with this.
I came with this. I brought my own.
I have this boy to prove it.
He made it. Look at those nimble fingers.
Yes. Mix. Nemo freeze now? Nemo free?
Oh my goodness.
I have the bronze key right here.
I have my own key now. You don't control me.
I'm just impressed that Nemo didn't end up buying a crib.
Right? Just because it had Bluetooth.
No, like if those little like swings could hold the weight. Dude, that would be so awesome.
I think they do have those things, but you have to go to the naughty shops to buy them.
I don't have money for those.
Nemo just wants to be held.
Is this what love feels like?
They have those, Japanese dolls that are like your mom hugging you. Oh. I feel like that'd be so weird for you because I don't know whether your mom ever hugged you.
Maybe. Probably. I feel like all moms do it at least once.
I mean,
they're like obligated to do it at least once.
She had to pick you up when you were little, so
it was
that's like a hug.
So yes.
So yeah, that was our
was
our adventure into the void. Lots of fun. Nemo and I think for our next mini-sode, we'll talk about waiting in line overnight to get the Millennium Falcon when the Lego store had them last year. So
that one was a doozy.
Until then, though, this has been We Just Nerd here. We'd like to thank a few people. First of all, Vladislav Savvateev for composing our theme song. Vlad, I hope that I pronounced your name correctly. It's
me too.
I've had a whiskey and I'm not fluent in the Eastern languages, so thank you very much for composing our songs. You can find his music on audiojungle.net under SkyWalkMusic. There should be a link in one of our show descriptions, as well as on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/WeJustNerdHere, where you can meet Haley, our moderator. And we also have a Twitter account.
Yeah, we have a Twitter account at We Just Nerd Here.
And then I have my own personal Twitter at JoshuaTracy85.
And I'm at Lisa Asanuma.
And
I think I have one.
Well, I don't know, because it seems like it's you. It's your face. And I think that the Twitter profile is a picture from us at Ghostbusters. I'm not convinced it's you running it, though.
Yeah, I mean...
Because it just showed up, and you've been telling us since we started this, I'm not doing it. I'm not getting a Facebook, I'm not getting a Twitter.
Wait,
but it's there.
Has somebody been posting on this?
Yes.
Yeah, and
that's not me.
It's more squirrel talk than actually...
Like, almost everything that comes out of that
I feel like it's you, Josh. It's you, Josh. I don't believe you.
I wish it was me.
It is you.
I kind of feel like it's your sister, but...
How would it be her?
Why wouldn't it be her?
How would she know?
Start a Facebook page for you, did she not?
But you do have a Facebook account that your sister made you that you have never updated.
And still has not friended me.
There's probably a lot of requests.
Friends with me.
I know.
I took his phone and made him friend me.
So wait. Somebody is posting about squirrels using my name on Twitter.
Yes.
I want to know where this account is.
At Nemo Nerds Here? Is that
yes.
it? Or Nemo Just Nerds Here?
It isn't me, but have fun talking to whoever it is.
I don't know. You've had interactions with people.
I feel like they just pass it around. So one day they give the phone to a random person and go like, do what you gotta do. And then one day they might just hand it to a physical squirrel and then say, here's your side.
Ideas. All right. We also have a Patreon account, patreon.com/WeJustNerdHere. And be sure to leave us a review on iTunes and rate us, subscribe, share us with your friends. We're here now. Get the word out there. We hope you enjoy us. We enjoy us. We Just Nerd Here, and now you do too. Bye-bye.
Bye.